Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is technical analysis of the stock market today. Today is Monday, December 22nd. We're going to take a look at the markets like we usually do, and then we're going to take a quick look at Apple, Twitter, and Facebook. All right, the Dow was up 154 points today. It fractionally closed above the high of December 5th for a new all-time high. So, right now my best count is that we had a wave 2 of some kind. Now, we could be still doing some kind of corrective action in here, but given the way this move came off the bottom and came so strong, this looks very impulsive in terms of the strength of the move and going straight up. Well, we'll just have to see. I mean, once it got beyond 78.6 retracement of this move, then I really felt like, the odds were that we were going to continue to push to the high side, and we have. So, we'll just have to continue to monitor it and see what the market's telling us. The S&P 500 closed at a new all-time high also. These were the two indices that did that. None of the other ones did that today. And again, as I mentioned the other day, I think it was Saturday, the way I look at this, the 55 is above the 233, so the long-term trend is still to the upside. The intermediate trend is to the upside. And the short-term trend is actually coming back, getting ready to cross to the upside too. I mean, so the Dow is the same thing. The 55 is above the 233, the 21 is above the 55. So right now we got to lean in that direction. Okay, I mean, that's the way it's leaning. I don't have all my colors. I've changed my colors a little bit, and I'll get all these in sync here soon. NASDAQ, same thing, pushing. What is this, the fourth day up? 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. And but it hasn't closed at a new all-time high yet. Of course, we didn't get new all-time highs because we got to get above 5,000. I think that was the number in 2000, March of 2000, something like that. Okay, New York Composite again. This was one of the weaker ones, but it continues to push to the high side also. Although again, like I mentioned, this was one of the weaker ones. Russell 2000. Now this came back pretty strong, pretty big bang in here. Now it still hasn't pushed to new all-time highs, because back here in July and back in March 4th, we had higher closes, but it sure looks like it's trying. So, and also the moving average crossed in here, which is kind of interesting. Now, of course, the 55 is still below the 233 here, but it doesn't look like it's going to be there very long. It looks like that's going to cross, and it looks like we're going to get back in sync, pushing to the high side on this too. So that's going to get interesting. Short-term trading index is just staying right here in the middle. The VIX is pulled back. It continues to pull back. Of course, the VIX always goes in the opposite direction of the market, pretty much. And so when the Dow and the market's rising, the VIX is pulling back. So it's settling down, and I'm not getting any kind of new reading on it as far as I can tell. We aren't getting any kind of moving average cross yet, but it's a pretty solid pullback. And the high-low index, it continues to hang up here, 187 more new highs than new lows today. So it's looking pretty solid, getting the moving averages back above zero. I think that's it on the market. Just, pretty solid up day. I think there was like 18 stocks up for every 12 stocks down today. So not super strong on the breath, but strong enough when you get the market up 150 some points, so, or the Dow. So let's take a look at Apple. Apple has pulled back in here, and I really thought, I'm kind of watching, I thought it would pull back even more, but there's always the possibility that this is enough. So I'm watching in here. We get a close above this high, today's high, and it could be interesting. I may want to, it may be a sign that this thing is turning. You've got the moving averages. The intermediate term is still to the upside, and it's trading above the 10. It's like it's trying to get back to this side. This is the first time it's trading above the 10 since November 28th. Okay, we've had 3 days in a row of trading above the 10. Now, granted, it does do that as a part of this corrective action and zigzags back and forth. And when you get corrective mode like this, like we had this minor wave 4 over here within the intermediate wave 3, the sign that it's moving to the high side is when it breaks that trend line. Well, the thing I'm not sure about is this the trend line? Or is this some kind of pivot point that's forming too? And if we get a close above the high, then I'm going to lean towards the fact that maybe this thing is getting ready to go. And so as we look at this, you say, well, what kind of retracement has it done? And it really is about 23%. You'd be looking at a retracement of the intermediate wave 3. Okay, so that's this right here. And it's retraced a little over 23% as part of this correction. And a lot of times that's all you get when you have an extended wave 3, which is exactly what we had here. Okay, so many times that's all you're going to get. Now, we didn't get a deep pullback on wave 2 here, which is why I was expecting more of a deep pullback, but we did get this extended wave. Let me look at just exactly, I need to go to the beginning of wave 1. If I go to the top of wave 1, back to the bottom of 2, yeah, well, wave 3 extended, but it only extended slightly. So again, it's not like it was up, 261.8% or a really strong extension. It was a I would call it a slight extension. So, it's still extended. So we'll just have to see. We'll see what kind of action we get out of Apple here in the next day or so. But it's acting like maybe it's trying to turn. Now, Facebook, I mean, look at this explosive move the last 3 to 4 days. I mean, this actually surprised me. I really thought we were doing some choppiness in here and that we were ready to maybe pull back some more. But clearly, this thing is not, it's just pushed to new highs, I think. Let me look at this for a second. Yeah, it pushed to a new all-time high, I think, on Facebook. 81.45. Oh yeah, that's a new all-time high close on Facebook. And so this looks like some kind of symmetrical triangle action in here, this pattern, this price pattern. So if you count, when I look at it like that, if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe a fifth move back down into the middle, and then to try to take off, pull back into the middle of it again is moved up. If this is a valid symmetrical triangle, then the move I would be expecting somewhere this distance of this triangle up. Okay, so we have more to the upside coming out of this, and the volume picked up. Here, let me blow it up. I mean, it got close to the 50-day moving average here on Thursday, well above it on Friday, a little short today. But you can see that the volume has been picking up in the last few days. So that's kind of interesting. I'm looking at something here real quick on a measurement too. Yeah, it's definitely got some more upside to go. Now, it's real hard for me. I mean, I'm not going to just jump in right now. I mean, I'd love to see maybe a little pullback to the 10 or something like that. But, we got the 10. Above the 21, you've got, everything starting to curve up. You still got the 55 above, the 233. So it's looks like it's getting ready to launch another leg up, or it's already started it actually. So that's looking bullish on Facebook. Now Twitter is, on the other hand, the other direction. It's still fighting this downtrend. It's trying to make a move, a similar type thing here, but I mean, you can see it's not nearly as strong as what Facebook has been doing, and all the trends are still to the downside, although this could turn. But again, this is not something I'd want to jump in and buy calls on yet, because all the trends are still to the downside. It wouldn't take much for this to actually, if we were to get a close below this low and below the 10, and it closed below the 10 at the same time, it'd actually be tempting to buy puts again in reverse, because it'd be doing a move like this. You know, here we are, you know, it's trying to rally a couple days up like this, and then you get a close back down below this low and closing back down below the 10. It's like the momentum's breaking back down to the downside again. And if that's what we get, you know, I'm probably going to jump in with puts. So I'm going to be watching this pretty closely. All right, that's it on Facebook, Twitter, Apple, and I did change the stops, modified the stops on the Yahoo and Alibaba. So we're continuing to monitor those, still in those trade ideas. Okay, right now I'm going to look at, I think I'm going to try to get a quick video out on Wednesday evening, Christmas Eve, but I got a feeling that there's a pretty good chance. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll put out a quick, just a short update, because we'll have we close early on Wednesday. So I'll just have a quick update on a day and a half worth of trading, and then we'll have that, and then we'll have an update on Saturday for the weekend. All right, this has been Joe for Beyond the Chart. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great Tuesday, Wednesday, everyone.